When COVID-19 hit our city, many of our lives moved entirely online. New Yorkers working and learning from home use Wi-Fi on the daily. From the moment we wake up to the moment we go to sleep, Wi-Fi keeps us connected to our friends, our family, our teachers, and our doctors. It has become essential to our daily lives. But there are 1 million New York households without high-speed internet, and for them, this disparity is widening the digital divide. These New Yorkers are unable to work remotely, look for a job, or access essential government services. I sat down with April Andrews, the project manager for Queensbridge Connected, one of the first free Wi-Fi programs in Queens. We talked about why access to Wi-Fi isn't just about the internet. It's about equality.
Having free Wi-Fi is very important. A lot of people take it for granted. But what's happening now is Wi-Fi is now becoming a necessity as opposed to a luxury. My mother currently has a pacemaker. Her pacemaker is connected to the Wi-Fi. We have remote learning. There are currently students that are falling behind in their education, falling because they cannot afford Wi-Fi. It's like, do I eat or do I pay Wi-Fi? And when they look into it statistically, it's always the lower income students that don't have that accessibility.
But it doesn't have to be this way. We already have the capacity to provide Wi-Fi to every New Yorker.
I think we're at an era where this needs to be reevaluated and Wi-Fi needs to be a utility instead of a luxury.
We guarantee basic utilities like heat, electricity, water, so why not Wi-Fi? Most buildings already have the infrastructure in place to provide high-speed internet, and the expansion of these new networks would create jobs and grow our economy.
Networks have to grow as people grow. With the expansion of Wi-Fi, we are going to need more people doing the physical hardware of it because the industry's about to boom.
It's time to close the digital divide and build a community Wi-Fi network that is available to all New Yorkers. We need to invest in programs like Queensbridge Connected and New York City Mesh that bring free Wi-Fi to the communities that need it the most. Public buildings should offer public Wi-Fi. Schools and libraries should share their Wi-Fi, and we can incentivize businesses and individuals to share their networks with their neighbors.
I have a neighbor, she actually lives on my block. She has 2 daughters that have autism, but she didn't have internet access. And that limited her daughters because her goal is to give them as normal a life as possible. And by me installing that box in her home, I now open these girls' worlds up to so many possibilities that they didn't have before. I want to pay it forward. That's always been my dream because I know that if it wasn't for these programs, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. So I'm very grateful for that.
Don't you think that if our refrigerators are connected to the Wi-Fi, if our mom's pacemakers are dependent on the Wi-Fi, if our children's education is dependent on the Wi-Fi, that we all deserve free internet access? And as your council member, I, Julie Won, will make sure that we all have internet access, no matter your income level, no matter your age, no matter what the color of your skin is, that we as a city will have access to free high-speed Wi-Fi. Join our movement today at juliewon.com.